Yes sir, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, and we back at it, man, with another YouTube video. It's getting a little chilly out here, man. The weather's changing. You can see a little bit of remnants here by the tires of last week's snowfall. Like I say, we're just trying to get as many things done on the project car. And I guess the legit G35, the actual sorted out car. But for today's video, man, if you guys were paying attention or tuning in to, I guess, probably a couple weeks ago now, I ripped apart the front end of the Project G35. Now, by ripped apart, I mean I took out the headlights, the Nismo bumper, both of which have been sold since then. So obviously, we have a little bit of a gap where we're gonna need some light output coming from. Shout outs to the squads as always. But if you guys do remember, man, I did get an extra set of lights with the Project G35, which is why I was able to sell the depots when I did. So what I think we're gonna do now is teleport to the shed. Guess I could have done some sort of snap, but I had my good old coffee in my hands. So here is the extra set of headlights. I got the propane heater going, just in case you guys are wondering what that noise is. So what I want to do with these headlights is right now they have a little bit of VHT on them. You can see this one's just a little bit foggy, kind of beat up. What I want to do is take off the VHT from these headlights. I'm going to use some of this sensor clean. Now, I know carburetor cleaner, even brake fluid will do the trick, but I'm hoping that this mass airflow sensor is going to be enough to eat through that nightshades and hopefully clean these up a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw some of this tinted Sunflower Design Master tint. Now, I got this stuff from Michael's, which is a art supply store here in Canada. Only paid about $5 for this, which is pretty good. Now, I've already done the fog lights on the Minty van. Some of you guys may have seen a clip of that in a prior video. So what I want to do now is actually yellow out the entire lens. Give it kind of a Euro JDM style of look. Obviously, it's not going to be 100% legal in certain areas, but I think it's definitely going to give these lights a nice drift effect. Maybe put some black X's with electrical tape once we're done here, but I think it's going to be a nice budget idea to really spice up these lights. Now, what I did want to do originally was take these apart and do some halo rings inside and reseal these, obviously repaint the inside housings, and then do a legit halo modded retrofit. But to be honest, for me, a lot of people that I know have the halos, but for me on the G35s, I've really never been a fan. I think they're more so better suited for the 5th gen Maximas, where they have the nice long lights and you get the halos side by side, as opposed to these lights where if I were to do the halos, they would be like one on top of the other, and I just don't think that they look quite as nice. Obviously, BMW did originate that look. But what I'm going to do today is just put the camera down. I'm going to try to clean these up. I was going to do like a sand and like restore these headlights, but because these are going on the project car, I really don't care if they're a little foggy or hazy. This car is more than likely gonna get beat up out there, so for me to do something that like looks like 100% legit isn't really necessary. And I have all the stuff here to do this project for free, and I don't want to have to spend money on a headlight restoration kit. So that's what we're gonna do today. I guess I'll put the camera down, get a few clips of me cleaning these headlights, see if we can get them a little nicer than they are right here. I think even if I can get the VHT off of them, that should be enough. I don't have any polish out here in the shed. Maybe I'll go get some polish and do a quick buff just by hand, and we'll see how they look. But yeah, we're painting these headlights yellow, so let's get into it. Alrighty, after giving these things a quick clean with the sensor clean, it's pretty evident that these things are very rough. Now, I don't know if this was a clear coat or something that started to come off, but you see there's pretty much a line where it's been flaking, and then this part is kind of obviously faded, and then you can see right here where it continues and it's a little bit better. To be honest, these headlights right now in their current state aren't really worth perfecting to me. Now I'll show you guys why. If you look inside this socket, you can see some corrosion and some of the plastic is kind of melted in there. Now I haven't tried to plug these headlights in and use them yet on the car, but I'm almost positive that at least this socket right here, which would be high beam and driver's DRL, I'm pretty sure, daytime running lights. So, you know, if that is the case, then this upper bulb is not going to work pretty much ever. I'm almost 100% positive. We'll still have our low beams, so if we are going to be tracking it, like I say, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to put this car on the road, but if we are tracking it, we'll at least have some sort of headlight or light on the front. We'll still have blinkers, so that's good. So what I think I'm going to do is just paint these up the way that they are. I was going to polish them and buff them, but, you know, given what's going on here, we're really just polishing a turd, and they're going on a turd, so I don't need them to look good at all. So I'm just going to go ahead, throw on my mask, probably paint these on the ground so I don't mess up my nice workbench here. And yeah, get to painting these up, and hopefully we can make them look halfway decent for the drift missile. Like I say, polishing a turd is what we do here best on the channel. I got my mask on. I'm just going to go over this a couple of light coats at first. Then we're going to go on a little bit heavier. And then once it all dries up, we're going to throw on a couple coats of clear coat to lock it in. Alrighty, first coat is on. It looks like this one actually has a black housing on the inside, whereas opposed to this one is a little more silver, so that kind of sucks a little bit, but I guess we'll just paint them both and see what they look like anyways. Alrighty, so that's the second coat on both of them. I just flipped them up to kind of get a better angle and idea of what's going on here. This housing is definitely, looks like it's black on the plastic on the inside, which kind of sucks. I mean, if you're looking at the car straight on, you'll probably notice it quite a bit, but whatever, there's nothing I can do about it now. And like I say, this thing's a junker anyways, so I'm going to let this dry, throw on one more coat of this. Then we're going to let it dry, and then I guess we'll wait till tomorrow to clear coat these. And I figured, well, I got the quad out, I might as well fire it up, take it for a little spin around the block. Don't get out on it that often anymore, so I like to just take it for a good rip. She don't like to idle when she's cold. Whew. Alrighty, well, I just decided to go out for a rip to let these dry a little bit, and I gotta say, it's freezing outside. I honestly, if you guys have been subscribed to me, for those of you guys who've really been subscribed for a while, way before I was an avid car vlogger, I used to upload ATV videos. I got a couple of videos of us out there in like some really deep snow, like -20. I don't know how I used to do it, man, but I'm back, and what I'm going to do is throw on one more coat onto both of these lights. I wish I had some black VHT. I might be able to kind of match these up a little bit, but since I don't, I'm just going to go ahead, do one more coat of yellow, lay it on a little bit heavy. And then this stuff here says to let it dry for at least 24 hours before you put a gloss coat on. Now when I did the fog lights on the van, I didn't wait, and I think the gloss kind of mixed with the paint. We got kind of a matte finish as opposed to a nice glossy finish. So I think I'm going to actually wait this time around, but for now I'm going to throw one more coat of this Sunflower Tinted Design Master. We're gonna see how they look after that, man. Alrighty, so fourth and final coat. Here they are side by side. Now this one's the one that's just a little bit darker. Side by side, really, you can barely tell actually, so I'm pretty happy with that. Once they're on the car, you'd really have to look at them from the exact angle to notice that they were different. Obviously, if I were to do this on a car that I cared about, I would definitely go in, sand down these lights, make them look just a little bit more pretty. You can see that there's still a little bit of VHT there, but I mean, the whole car in and itself is going to be around a 10-footer, you know, it looks good from 10 feet away. So these headlights are going to match that absolutely perfectly, and I'm pretty happy with the way that these turned out, to be honest. I was a little worried that they weren't going to look legit, but I think once we get a coat of gloss on here, they're really going to stand out and shine nicely. But for the time being, I got a bunch of junk in the shed. I plasti-dipped my winter set of wheels for the Minty van, as well as a set for the girlfriend's car. So I just got a whole bunch of stuff in here that I gotta clean this stuff, man, because it's been real cold and I've been neglecting the little shop area. So these are gonna dry up. I'm gonna get back to you guys tomorrow, but that's gonna be pretty much instantly for you. Alrighty, so it's the next day. I've let these dry overnight. As you can see, they've dried to a nice hazy finish. Now obviously I didn't do too much to prep these lights, so underneath they're going to be a little bit crusty, but what I want to do next is go over it with some gloss clear coat. Now I'm not using this for any reason in particular. This is just what I had kicking around in my paint storage cupboard. So what I think I'm going to do is throw these on the floor, give these a couple of coats, probably 2 nice coats, then let them dry up, and then we'll probably get out. It's a nice day today. Throw these on the car and show you guys what they look like.
Alrighty, this stuff really stinks, so I still got my mask on, but that's coat number 1. Actually cleared them up quite nicely, to be honest, so I'm gonna let these dry, throw on coat number 2. Alrighty, second coat is on. Looking a little bit glossier. I'm gonna let these dry up, and I think I might do one more coat. One more coat of gloss.
Alrighty, so I know you guys are probably getting sick of all these updates after the coats, but I got the third and final coat of clear on the headlights. Move the propane heater a little bit closer. I'm going to exit the room because it really smells right now. I'm going to let these dry for about a half an hour, maybe an hour, and we're going to get outside, throw these on the Project G35. See if they can look JDM or Euro. I don't really know what this is. Alrighty, so here they are after 3 coats of gloss, and I have to say, in the light, you can barely see any of the haziness that's underneath the lens there. I'm actually really happy with how these turned out. As far as the color difference, they do look almost identical. A little darker around the lower eyelids, but they look pretty good. So what I think I'm gonna do, put the tripod down, probably get a couple of shots of me putting these on. I'm just gonna test fit them for right now because I'm still working out ideas for what I'm gonna do with the bumper, but I'm just gonna put these in with a couple of bolts, see what they look like. Alrighty, so I just have these held in here by 1 bolt. It's not actually the right bolt, so they're a little bit loose. You might see them wiggling around there when I close the hood, but damn, I actually like the way the yellow looks there, man. Let's go ahead and close this hood real quick. Damn, that looks fire, man. Now a lot of you guys have been asking what happened to the Nismo bumper. I ended up selling that for about 300 bucks. So as it sits right now, I paid only $100 for this car. I've made about 900 bucks back, and you know, that's kind of why I had to sell off all of the hot commodity parts to make a little bit of my coin back. Now what I plan on doing for the front bumper, oh, there goes my tripod. What I plan on doing for the front bumper, if I can't find one cheap that's kind of broken and cracked up, and I'll just drift stitch it. If you guys have seen B is for Build, what Chris did is he kind of built a bash bar that went up and down, and it kind of looked like a GTR R35 the way that he had it set up. So I think it looked really dope. So what I might do is something along those lines, but damn, I almost wish that I had a bumper on right now, man. But what I think I'm probably gonna do is put an end to this video. If you guys did enjoy it, the cheap racer Euro JDM, whatever you want to call it, yellow lights here, don't forget to give that video a thumbs up, man. And to be honest, for a drift car, I think this is gonna be a good look, man. Now obviously when you get up close, they could be a little bit better, but I mean, let's be honest, this whole car could be a little bit better. So yeah, I think I'm probably gonna put an end to this video. As always, I'm your boy Denali. I just want to say thank you guys for watching, and we're gonna catch y'all at the next one, man.